It's tactic time and welcome back to the channel. We start off with Tottenham to see if they can add more silverware after last year's success. The elite team test is the Galacticos of Real Madrid, and we run it with a team predicted to finish bottom of the Premiership. It's Burnley. It's been called the most overpowered formation in the game, and I've added some overpower instructions as well. Let's take a look at the test. Last year Spurs won the Europa League. Let's see what they can win with this one. So I often start these videos showing you a quadruple or showing you a 100-point season, but I think this is more impressive. Tottenham Hotspur are the Premier League champions in Season 1. If we look here, you can see Porro set the record for the most Player of the Match awards, and you will see exactly why the wingbacks are so important in this tactic later on. Kolo Muani was just one off the top scorer, which was Barry for Everton, not Erling Haaland in this one. But 21 goals for Kolo Muani playing up front, and the stats are 84 goals, 23 against in 38 games, and 92 points. Tottenham Hotspur, Premier League champions. Every tactic needs an elite team test, so let's see what Real Madrid can do with this one. All due respect to Tottenham Hotspur, but I had to give it the elite team test as well, and you can see here it's a quadruple for Real Madrid. Spanish Super Cup, beating Bilbao 5-0 in the final. Spanish Cup, beating Barcelona 3-2 in the final and scoring the most goals in the competition. La Liga champions, 115 goals for Kylian Mbappe, the top scorer, 100 points for Real Madrid. And the last piece of silverware was the Champions League with a 2-1 win against Chelsea in the final. Again, most goals in the competition. Bit of a change with this one. We're not aiming for trophies, we're aiming for survival. Can it keep Burnley in the Premier League? So we always run through the trophy wins and the points, but this is a different type of success. Burnley, predicted to finish 20th, have finished 11th, above Manchester United, above Brentford, Everton and others, finishing 11th, Season 1 with no signings. This tactic works for the top teams, and it works in keeping teams in the Premier League. Some call it the Marco Rose tactic, I call it Falcon, and it is back for FM26. You can see the in-possession and out-of-possession formations on the screen at the moment, and I will run through all the team and the player instructions. If you're on PC and Mac, you can hit the download link which is in the description. Before we get into Falcon's team and player instructions, if you're enjoying the video, hit like, hit subscribe and the notification bell so you do not miss the future tactics. Drop a comment, let me know what one you want to see next. So here are the team instructions, and these are the in-possession instructions. So this is when it is in the narrow 4-2-2. We start off with shorter passing, a much higher tempo, attacking width left as standard. We haven't needed to add narrow on here because all the players, based on their positioning, are already very close together. We are playing counter-attacking football with balanced creative freedom. We're not wasting time, and we are keeping the ball in play. If I go to the build-up phase of play next, our build-up strategy is balanced. The goalkeeper's kicks are short. Distribution speed is balanced, but we are asking the goalkeeper to kick it to the centre-backs. In the progression phase of play, very balanced with the instructions, so balanced with supporting runs. We're progressing through is balanced, and the pass reception is balanced. We're not passing into space, we're not passing it to feet, all balanced, letting the players decide. Dribbling though, we are encouraging that in this phase of play. Into the final third, and again we're encouraging dribbling as we know it is a strong instruction for breaking down the AI defense. Patience, we've left as standard. Shots from distance, we are discouraging, and crossing style, we're hitting those low crosses as we've got 2 centre forwards and 2 attacking centre midfielders waiting for the cutback. Next up, the out of possession instructions, and you can see here this is where it flips to more what I would call a 4-4-2 with the 2 DMs sitting as the pressing defensive midfielders. So the overview instructions are high press, much higher line of engagement, defensive line behavior is balanced, we are triggering the press much more often, counter pressing and getting stuck in. All those good overpowered instructions. In the low block, our cross engagement is balanced. I've mentioned before, I don't want to tell them what to do here. I don't want to force us running out to crosses, but I also don't want to force us tucking in. The options there to win the ball get out there and do it, and it is exactly the same for the mid block. Lastly, the high press. We are not preventing short goalkeeper distribution. Reason for that, it's a little bit of a trap. I've got 2 strikers and I've got 2 wingers who will be pressing high up the pitch. I don't mind the goalkeeper playing it short. Gives us an opportunity to win the ball back with our strikers in a really dangerous area and try and get a shot off early. Pressing trap though, again, don't like to use these, don't like to force it outside, don't like to force it inside. We'll just keep our shape and we'll work it from there. So here are the player roles and instructions, and you can see we've got a goalkeeper in possession, goalkeeper out of possession. Ball playing centre-backs in possession, centre-backs out of possession. None of those players have any instructions on them, either with or without the ball. All standard based on the role that we've selected. The wing-backs have dribble more in possession and tackle harder out of possession, but nothing else added, and that is the same on both wing-backs. When they have the ball, I want them to run down the outside. They're essentially our wingers when we have the ball, so I do want them to run with the ball and take advantage of all this space. But out of possession, they're full-backs, and I want them to win the ball back off the other team's wingers. In the midfield, we've got 2 defensive midfielders in possession. Out of possession, we are using one of the new roles, which is the pressing defensive midfielder. As a presser, the defensive midfielder tasked with stepping forward from their position to support the team's press high up the pitch. So the reason I selected this is because of this great big gap here. We've gone for a more structurally solid setup in defense. Set it as a 4-4-2 as I would describe it, but that does leave this big gap by here. I haven't got either of the strikers as tracking forwards. I want them to stay high up the pitch so we can get back on the attack. So with that in mind, I am using these 2 as my workhorses in midfield to press and win the ball back. They have slightly different instructions though. If I click on the one on the left, he has shoot less often, and out of possession, no instructions. If I click on the one on the right, he has shoot less often and tackle harder. I've gone for the more aggressive option on that side. He will dive into tackles, but it means we're not having them both dive into tackles, maybe throw themselves into a sliding tackle, be on the floor, leaving us wide open. He's a little bit more conservative with his tackles. He is going to be flying in, trying to win the ball all over the pitch. Next up, the attacking midfielders. So in possession, they are attacking midfielders, and on them I have placed both with dribble more, out of possession, tackle harder. So they're attacking midfielders. When we have the ball, they move into this number 10 space and make the pitch really narrow, creating a lot of space for our wing backs to attack. Out of possession though, they are dropping back in as if they are wingers, giving us that bank of 4 and protecting our defense. And up top, I've got 2 channel center forwards. Moving into channels is their natural instruction. I've added dribble more. Out of possession, I've added trigger press much more often and tackle harder, and that is exactly the same on both of them. In possession, they are channel center forwards. Out of possession, they are just center forwards. So the reason I picked the channel center forward, they are a high energy role, as it says there. They run down the side of the center backs, and if they do that, that's going to create a big gap in the middle for these 2 who have stepped into the number 10 position, either for the cutback or to get on the end of a cross. It opens up space while these 2 occupy the centre backs. That is Falcon. It has been called the most overpowered formation in the game. We've all seen the success of Marco Rose, the AI manager. This is that, and then we have given it that defensive solidity of a 4-4-2 to keep it tight at the back as well. Let me know if you're going to use it in your save. There's a link on screen right now to the tips video for those of you struggling with the new UI on FM26. 15 tips to help you set up your save. But as for today, tactic time done.